Hi guys, thanks for joining me for one of my favorite topics, nutrition. Nutrition doesn't mean diet. Diets are more than about losing weight. They're about hope that something out there will save you. They're about hopelessness that your body cannot look the way you want it unless you're restricting and punishing yourself. They're about feeling in control. What if you could feel in control, hopeful, and love the way you look without a diet? How would it feel to give little thought to what you're eating because you actually want to exercise and eat delicious, healthy food? How would it feel if you knew that you could lose or gain weight easily just by shifting your intention? What would you do if you could maintain your dream body without much effort? Well, that's exactly what I have figured out how to do, and I'm going to teach you how to do it too. Diets don't work. This is not a diet plan. This is a plan to help you learn the basics of healthy eating and to get you on the right track so that eventually you are eating healthy and maintaining your ideal physique without much effort. So if diets don't work, what does work? If there's one thing I've learned in all my years in the fitness industry, it's that calories in versus calories out pretty much always works when it comes to managing your weight. If you want to lose weight, the best place to start is understanding how many calories you need to eat. I can't tell you how many times people have told me that they eat healthy or that their diet is not the problem, but when we really track what they're eating carefully, they're consuming way more calories than their body requires. This should be empowering. Weight management is as simple as managing calories. If you want to gain weight, eat more calories. If you want to lose weight, eat fewer calories. It really is that simple. Remember, I said simple, not easy. But don't let that discourage you. You already have the mental tools you need to be successful. Now you just need the knowledge about nutrition and exercise. Are you thinking counting calories? That sounds like a diet to me. Here's the deal though. Counting calories is the first step in a process. It is the part where you begin to learn how to fuel your body correctly. It helps you understand what your weight gain, weight loss threshold will be and how you can manipulate that to meet your goals. Later on, once you know how many calories approximately you need to maintain your physique, you can switch to eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full. Counting calories can also be empowering. It allows you to choose what you put in your body, so you don't have to eat foods that you hate. Want to indulge? Fine, just make sure it fits in your calorie goal. It's basically like creating a budget. I started budgeting my money several years ago. Before I had a budget, I never paid much attention to my purchases. Once I had a budget, I paid more attention to prices and I was more attentive to items on sale. For example, a box of brand name cereal costs about $3.79, but the store brand of the same kind of cereal only costs $1.79. Those $2 add up over time, and if the cereal tastes pretty much the same, why not? The same thing happens with calories. As you are learning to eat in a way that fuels your body, you need to learn to be a savvy eater. You want to feel as satisfied as possible on your calorie budget. Just like making goals in your professional life, setting clear written goals for your health is important, and keeping track of your calories is one way that we do this. As Zig Ziglar said, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. Not knowing how many calories you actually need is essentially aiming at nothing and will lead you to lackluster results and frustration. So what exactly is a calorie and why does it matter? A calorie is a measure of energy. It is the amount of energy needed to raise 1 milliliter of water by 1 degree Celsius to be exact. Why is that important to know? That takes us to the law of conservation of energy, which states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, but can be transferred or transformed from one form to another. So how does that apply to the body? When you eat food, you're essentially consuming calories as a form of energy. This energy has to go somewhere because it cannot be destroyed. Some of the energy will be used by your body just to keep you alive and functioning. Excess calories, aka energy, will be stored. The body has two ways of storing energy. It stores carbohydrates as glycogen, which is mainly stored in the liver or skeletal muscle. It stores fat as triglycerides, which is stored in body fat. When you eat too many calories, your body will store the excess energy in one of these two ways. Remember, energy cannot be destroyed, only transferred or transformed. So how does the body decide where to store the energy? Glycogen stores are limited to a total of 350 grams, although this can be increased somewhat with training. So once glycogen stores are full, All extra energy is converted to triglycerides through the liver and then stored as fat. Fat storage is virtually unlimited because fat cells will store triglycerides until they reach their capacity, and then new fat cells will be created. Basically, the calories you eat need to go somewhere, and they will either get burned or stored. This means that the fat that winds up in your love handles didn't just magically appear. That stored energy had to come from somewhere, specifically from calories that you ate. At some point, you had a surplus of energy. You ate more calories than you burned, and that energy was stored as fat. To get rid of fat, you will need to create an energy deficit by burning more calories than you are consuming. Understanding this is the key to understanding how to control your weight and physique. There are no magic foods and no magic diets that will help you lose weight. It comes down to energy exchange. However, the types of food you eat do matter to some extent, and we'll discuss that in more detail later. But for now, let's get an idea of what your nutrition looks like currently. I've asked you to track your food using an app or paper to establish a baseline and really bring awareness to how many calories you've been eating. If you haven't done that yet, that's okay. Just start tracking today. Once you have a baseline and know approximately how much you've been eating and what kinds of food you typically have been eating, we can use this to create your new nutrition plan. Our next step is to calculate your calorie needs so you know approximately how much you need to eat to lose, gain, or maintain your weight, depending on your goal. We do this using an equation called the Harris-Benedict formula. The Harris-Benedict formula is a method used to determine your basal metabolic rate, or BMR. BMR is the number of calories you burn per day at rest. We will factor in activity in the next step. You can do this simply by heading to my website, where there's an easy and free calculator that can do these calculations for you. www.valerieweis.com/calorie-calculator. You can also find that link in the email that I sent you today. Or you could also use the formula provided on the worksheet. If you're looking to change your weight, enter your ideal weight into the calculation, and that will let you know what you need to eat to reach that ideal weight. Also note that measurements you are asked for are in metric. If you are in the US and use the imperial system, inches and pounds rather than centimeters and kilograms, you will want to convert pounds and inches into kilograms and centimeters. Just managing your calories will get you results. However, as I mentioned earlier, what you eat is also important to some extent. Our body is a non-linear machine, which means that there are many complex processes that can affect your body's functioning and how much energy we are burning. To fully optimize your nutrition and caloric budget, it is important that you understand certain concepts. In the next video, I will talk about what to eat to optimize your physique transformation. So for now, make sure you calculate the number of calories that you need to reach your goal weight.